Don't need you all in my song. Spend so much time alone. Wanna find trap on my car.
Don't need you all in my song. Spend so much time alone. I'm riding around with my clothes. Oh, it's simple, my mom. Don't need you all in my song. Spend so much time alone. I'm riding around with my clothes. Keep it on the true side, nigga. Now you know to play it cool, nah, nigga. Ash niggas on the team, I'm joking. Praying ever since I was 2-5, nigga. Cool hanging out, nah, nigga. Cause I ain't not gonna put my whole team on so they ain't broke. When niggas do it, man, you know that they be hating on you. Keep the hoping that you fall, they be waiting on it. Bullshit, keep bread from the enemy. Best friend, keep the night energy. When you got it, it's make you count empty. Hurt the rest of people, middle out your team. Looking for the birds I view. Learn from everything I made cool. Come up with the girl, you ain't spinning like fool. Nigga never let it put a nigga beat you. Cause if a nigga wrong, I'ma check that shit. When you grip along, I'ma flex that shit. Told my sons when you get money, never take it to a bottle, flip it over, then invest that shit. Give a lot of game, trying to finesse my kid. Gotta keep it real, that's the best shit. Can't hear this up the spinning back in Texas. When I get up on the track, yeah, I wreck shit.
Don't need you all in my song. Spend so much time alone. Wanna find trap on my car. Always simple, my own. Don't need you all in my song. Spend so much time alone. Wanna find trap on my car.
Always simple, my clothes. Don't need you all in my song. Spend so much time alone. I'm riding around with my clothes. Always simple, my clothes. Don't need you all in my song. Spend so much time alone. I'm riding around with my clothes. It's gonna be hell to pay. 5 seconds of late. Ain't enough to go right. Unless you wanna come down from the top. Practice and niggas one stop. All the time. Each other has got to stop. We could keep the planet. What the hell is the square block? Running around with your head locked. Chasing something in my head. Friends is around. That's not what you make it important. To have a top and say, I am for you. I see each other over and stay in the hole and see the back. When the darkest is it won't get a moment to even right. You became ready to empty the room without the clock. Either give it your all or watch another. We come to bombard their whole operation. Prophesied is my occupation. This shit I hate ain't a maintenance shit outside. That's why we on the corner crying aloud. Look at hostile. SHALAM style. Stop now. All this smoke now. Really last one round. Let the oppressed ride, ride. Let the rich mourn till the sundown. Enough with this shit, about to make it hot. All the come down. This for my niggas, put the guns in the drums down. Dwelling in peace in the Lord, call for the blood. Trying to decide my death. And y'all beside yourself. How you gon' hide yourself? Never got to die for his life. And the trees ain't got no love for the flat. Love is foolishness. And then my father talked to speed and bitches. I got freedom bitch for the bitches. They show never shit. I'm talking about the manslaughter.
Yeah, I'm right. That's music. Probably like 7.
Oh, you're weak to hate. That's what I'm all about. Hunger in my eyes, fingers in my mouth. You don't want no multiplication. Situations gonna be critical. It's best that you be easy. Golden dribblers don't look. No like a river.
So we're gonna get ready to get started out. Share the video on YouTube, everything. Got your social media. Share the call.
Shit, I blazing in the season. Got plenty of food for dogs. Just gotta watch who I'm feeding. Not been walking with them angels. So I guess I got this pistol for no reason. Niggas bad and breathing, criticizing all my achievements. Don't make me weak. Nah, if I'm making slack off, these niggas begging facts off. Better bear witness some facts off. I be ripping shit like sex off. Knock dogs all locked out. YAHANNA say I'll cut through. No room for emotion. So I pour my heart out. This road hard, but I intend to stay. And if it ain't U.P.K, they get no way. My niggas righteous, they real, they down to something. Flow so deep, you drown a motherfucker. You say oh yeah, bro, this the home. And I don't hate them brothers, I'm just too loyal to my home. Plus what they believe, hard for me to follow. Don't rank me no head. I ain't even decided to live to sleep in hollow. So when they ask I'm U.P.K, tell them absolutely. If I ain't sure of my ways for nothing, gotta execute me. Cause I can never die with my tail tucked between my legs. Shit, I be thinking. Watching my daughters tucked in their bed. They so smart, and a lot of shit so beautiful, but they ain't like other babies, and they daddy far from useful. Now I'm missing cause I'm about my father's business. It ain't about the shit I used to do in that 98 and level 6. Without wisdom, this world make you weak. Found out that the truth was bitter. The lies I tried everything. I guess me and YAHANNA had to meet. Now I make the blind see. And I'm making dance speak and teach both my little girls the day to day. Lie with a man, they better bring in bloody man sheets. Chaos match the time. This block match my handpiece. And I ain't trying to take him out, but I will defend this house. Or take a check. 144 and then black switch on some hitman shit. She call me 47. Praying for Armageddon. Me and my soul distressed for the weapons. Fuck the same. And I tell them I'm Lord to the king. Until the righteous reign. Lord to the king. I want this straight lady to break the chain. Lord to the king. The devils can't have it. These are Lord to the king. Bring that hot. Let you be say Lord to the king. Until the righteous reign. Lord to the king. I want this straight lady to break the chain. Lord to the king. The devils can't have it. These are Lord to the king. Bring that hot. Let you be say Lord to the king.
Let's get it, man. Go to Genesis first.
Genesis.
Yeah, Genesis. Go to 2 and 16. We good to go? Hey, yo. Hey, clap it up for the next time. Back at it again. This is the I.S.U.P.K. out of 125th Hall of New York. I'm the Commander General YAHANNA. You know what I'm saying? The home of the truth. First and foremost, pay your tithes, man. You know what I'm saying? Pay your tithes, 10% of any increase of earning that you get, give to the man of the Lord in the I.S.U.P.K, because we're on the front lines. We actually out here feeding so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native all through the earth, outside the country, in the country, everywhere, man. We doing this work, tireless work. You know what I'm saying? We out here doing it, man. So support this truth. You know what I'm saying? If you call yourself loving black people and support black business and black and you are fighting for the black plight and the cause, you know what I'm saying? Support this truth, man, because we on the front line, we doing this work. You know what I'm saying? Actually out here in the streets all through the earth, man. So go to I.S.U.P.K.com and donate. Go to I.S.U.P.K.com and donate. You know, so everybody got their head covered. Go to I.S.U.P.K.com and donate, all right? Let's give a hand to the not Texas, but the Cali brothers, man. Give a big hand to them real quick. Big ups to Cali, man. Captain Gadalhar and Captain Paul are all, man. Them brothers did an amazing job down there in Cali. You know what I'm saying? Kazak Yad, he did an amazing job on election. Him and Tawaga Bar, you know what I'm saying? They both did an amazing job on the election. You know what I'm saying? Giving tons of history on the black and Hispanic plight, man. It was an amazing time, man. It was a glorious event. All the sisters, you know, everybody who came down there, man. It was great to see everybody, man, and see so much brotherhood and sisterhood all through the Cali, man. We took Cali, fed so many people, man. It was a real glorious event. Big shout out to all the generals and captains and everybody else who was able to make it, man. And shout out to them brothers came all the way from London. We had our brothers from London come all the way down. Brothers and sisters from London came through. You know what I'm saying? So it was good to see everybody, all right? But this is another, you know, we had started last week, you know what I'm saying, on a heavy topic about how brothers, you know what I'm saying, fall to, like how many strong men have fallen, you know what I'm saying, to a woman, you know what I'm saying, and fell because of it, you know what I'm saying, because women are so powerful. And I wanted you to, you know, hold those one scriptures that we grabbed out, you know, where they kind of prove that and said in the scriptures that a woman is more stronger than the truth. I mean, not a woman is more stronger than anything but the truth. You know what I'm saying? Anything but the truth. All right. And these brothers, some strong brothers. We'll do a little recap. We started this last week. It went kind of long. You know what I'm saying? It's a long topic. So we'll do a quick recap on the first two brothers we went to, and then we'll get into the last two brothers. All right. The first two brothers, you know what I'm saying, we went through was Adam, and we went to Samson, because you know what I'm saying, they didn't. It was two parts. They didn't follow counsel, and they let themselves be, you know what I'm saying, let a woman be more important to them than the Most High, than following orders and following counsel. You know what I'm saying? Adam, you know, each situation is a little different with each man, like a different demon, but it all is under the one woman umbrella. Because some brothers like Adam, you got some brothers that's weak under women and listen to what their women tell them to do. You know what I'm saying? Even if it causes you to sin against the Most High. You know what I'm saying? And you will see, you know what I'm saying, we went into Adam, which is go quick. The counsel he got from the Lord was in Genesis 2:16. Check out Genesis 2:16 real quick. And this was when Adam was in the garden. We're going to go through these first two pretty quickly because like I said, we already went through this last week. This was a continuation. All right, so grab Genesis 2:16 real quick.
Okay. Genesis chapter 2, verse 16. And the Lord God commanded the man, saying, of every tree of the garden.
And the Lord God what?
Commanded the man, saying, of every tree in the garden thou mayest freely eat. Verse 17. But of the tree of the knowledge of good and evil, thou shalt not eat of it.
Thou shalt not eat of it. That is the counsel and the order that the Lord gave Adam. Clear as day. Eat anything you want here, but don't eat this. You know what I'm saying? We get nothing. The Lord gives us everything that we need. He tells us the things that we can and can't do. We have laws, statutes, and commandments that we're supposed to follow. Because everything has to be done decency and in order. When he first made mankind, you know what I'm saying? They was out there doing all type of madness. And then he had to get Adam, put him in the truth, teach him how to live righteously in the earth. So he taught Adam, and then so that was the counsel that Adam got. So that's one thing we got to make sure that we do in this truth, man. We got amazing counselors in here that will give you righteous judgment and righteous counsel, man. So you need to follow it. If you don't, you're going to get yourself jammed up. You know what I'm saying? This has been since the beginning. So you see Adam got the counsel. Shoot to Genesis 3:23 real quick. Genesis 3:23, we're going to shoot over there. Let me get there with you. 3 and 23. Because, man, it's like, since the beginning of time, man, we just, like the Lord calls us, stiff-necked people, you know, hard-headed. Like, you know, my parents would tell you, hard head make a soft behind. Like, we got to touch the fire to see that it's hot. We can't just listen to somebody telling you, like, nah, touch that fire, and I'm telling you it's hot. You know what I'm saying? You don't want to do it. You know what I'm saying? We just got to know what it do. You know what I'm saying? Brothers, even when in the corner, we're in the hood, you know what I'm saying? You go mess with, you know what I'm saying? The pop man tell you, like, the only way you're going to make it out this game is dead or in jail, but you going to be the next drug dealer to make it out. You're going to do better. And they made mistakes that you ain't going to make. You know what I'm saying? Different things like that. Brothers tell you, yeah, everybody in the hood that ran through that, man, you got to be careful. You want to go see what they were talking about. Now you come up with the clapping the clapping, the crabbing, the package. Because you just had to go see what it was hit like. You know what I'm saying? But so this is Adam. You heard the counsel. Now let's get to where you know, where he fell weak to listening to a woman. You know what I'm saying? And that's what a lot of brothers did when coming to the truth. You know, you got, you know what I'm saying? Brothers went to go start a whole purple group because he fell weak on his wife, talking about, you know, you can only have one woman. She vexed him so much, and people want to say the Lord said. You know, like now the Lord said that you can only have one woman. Or you got brothers who want to, you know what I'm saying, rape and different things like that, you know, all type of things. But right now the topic is just, you know, how we can fall weak under women. You know what I'm saying? And how many strong men of the Lord has fallen weak. You know what I'm saying? Because our women are so powerful. You know what I mean? On the right hand, left hand side. You know what I mean? Let's get it.
Genesis chapter 3, verse 23. Therefore the Lord God sent him forth from the garden of Eden to till the ground from which he was taken. Verse 24. So he drove.
No. Oh no, go ahead. No, are you on 3?
You said 3 and 23.
3 and 20, 3 and 23. You ain't on 3, okay. Yeah. Let's read it again.
Therefore the Lord God sent them forth.
You know what? I said the wrong thing. 3 and 1. Salaki. We was gonna go to the Salaki. That's my bad. I'm looking like I put the Salaki about it. 3 and 1.
Genesis chapter 3, verse 1. Now the serpent was more subtle than any beast of the field.
The serpent was more subtle than any beast of the field. Like a lot of Christians would have you to believe that the serpent was an actual snake. You know what I'm saying? But you can look up the word serpent real fast. You know what I'm saying? But and you will see that serpent is not, you know what I'm saying? Serpent is like what we say. You know what I'm saying? A snake person. You know what I mean? But you can look it up in the dictionary and it tells you this. But people want to, when they read it in the Bible, they want to put all this magic and hocus pocus on it, like it's some mystical, magical book, when it's just our culture, our history. You know what I'm saying? Our history and our culture, you know, wrote down. So let's get it. Yeah, you got serpent? Read that real quick.
Serpent, a noxious creature that creeps, hisses, and stings.
No, the second.
Devil. Third one is a treacherous person.
A what?
A treacherous person.
A treacherous person. Keep going.
That's it.
Okay, and then say it's usually a little bit more. You know what I'm saying? Some of the, maybe it's some of the synonyms with it. But a treacherous person. So a treacherous.
A snake or a viper.
No,
that's all.
It's yeah. So it's that's the way. That's the Webster's joint.
Yeah, kind of the one I'm saying.
Okay. So yeah, usually talk about, you know what I'm saying, that kind of a little bit more of his characteristics is the one I wanted. The one you said devil.
Second definition.
That's it, just devil?
It says devil, but click on it. It shows the definition of the devil.
Okay, what is that?
It says the most powerful spirit of evil in Christianity, Judaism, and Islam, who is often represented as the ruler of hell. Otherwise, an evil spirit or a person who does bad things or causes trouble, usually in a way that is not too serious.
They want to have the devil is the devil, boy. Go ahead. Hey, no, but read that down to what was the last definition? Or what?
A treacherous person.
A treacherous person.
Right.
Go back over there and sit down like that. So, a treacherous person, man. You know, so the serpent was not talking about some, you know, the snake, a literal snake. You know what I'm saying? In our slang, we call brothers who, you know, conniving, sneaky, and all those type of things, serpents. And it could have been in the Bible dictionary too, the serpent, too. But let's keep going.
Chapter 3, Genesis chapter 3, verse 1. Now the serpent was more subtle than any beast of the field, which the Lord God had made. And he said unto the woman, Yea, as God said, ye shall not eat of the tree, of every tree in the garden. Verse 2. And the woman said unto the serpent, We may eat of the fruit of the trees in the garden, but of the fruit of the tree which is in the midst of the garden, God hath said, Ye shall not eat of it.
Right, so that's the counsel, you know, that's what Adam taught him. So Adam did right, he got the counsel from the Most High, and he taught her the counsel, he gave it to her. All right? Yeah, make sure because he'll try to get it. He taught her, he got the counsel, he taught it to her. All right? So, hey. But so you gotta follow the counsel. So he did tell her, he taught his wife what it was, and he knew what was right. The Most High was dealing with Adam and all of that. You know what I'm saying? Keep on.
Okay. Neither shall ye touch it.
Right.
Yes, you die.
Unless you're gonna die. The Most High told him, don't touch it. You know what I'm saying? But this is how powerful a woman can be. You know what I'm saying? This is how powerful, you know, Eve must have been super, super bad. You know what I'm saying? To make this man dealing with the Most High directly. You know what I'm saying? And this woman may have sinned against the Lord. You know what I'm saying? Keep going.
Verse 4. And the serpent said unto the woman, Ye shall not surely die. Verse 5. For God doeth know that in the day ye eat thereof, then your eyes shall be opened, and ye shall be as gods.
And that was the thing right there. You know what I'm saying? Our women, we gonna go over that. Our women love to be called God. You know what I'm saying? Be like God, be the man in the house, be rulers over, you know what I'm saying? That's the thing that the Kemetic people use right now to get in the women's draws right now. Tell them that they God, but they treat them like peasants once they get it. You know what I'm saying? So he told her that was God, and then what she do? He told her I was gonna be a God, I was God. What did he do? What did he do next?
Verse 6. And when the woman saw that the tree was good for food, and that it was pleasant to the eyes, and the tree to be desired to make one wise, she took of the fruit thereof, and did eat.
And did what?
And did eat. And gave also unto her husband with her, and he did eat.
And he did eat as well. So that's the sum up. So that was Adam when he fell. You know what I'm saying? Then after that, you know what I'm saying, he went, you know, got us, you know what I'm saying, jammed up in the garden, him and Eve. I mean, we know the story, and we here right now. So, you know what I'm saying, this brother dealing with the Most High, this is how this mighty man, Adam was a mighty man, first man in the truth, and he failed. So you might, you know what I'm saying, just for a brother who thinking, you know, he might be stronger than Adam. You know what I'm saying? I'm just telling you. This man dealing directly with the Most High, first man in the truth, had everything that he needed, and failed because of this woman. You know what I'm saying? Because he fell weak under a woman. Listen to what a woman tells you to do. So we're gonna drop there, go do a quick recap on Samson. Go to Judges 4 and 3 real quick, 14 and 3, right? Because we always get the counsel first. So you know what I'm saying? Samson was a mighty, mighty man, strong. You know what I'm saying? Probably the strongest man in history. You know, killing. You know what I'm saying? Killing, you know, lions with his bare hands, killing 10,000 men with the jawbone of an ass. You know what I'm saying? Just a mighty, mighty warrior, man. Go to, I say 14 and 3.
Okay. Judges chapter 14, verse 3. Then his father and his mother said unto him, Is there never a woman among the daughters of thy brethren or among all my people, that thou goest to take a wife of an uncircumcised Philistine?
Right. So, you know what I'm saying? His parents is trying to tell him, like, you know, can you get a woman from your own people? And this is another thing with some of our brothers that we battle with to this day. We love sleeping with, you know, these heathens. Our brothers, they get rich, get all the money in the world. First thing they do is go get some dog, some devil. You know what I mean? That's the first thing they do when we got some of the most beautiful women when we got the most beautiful women on the planet in the 12 tribes. You know, these black, Hispanics, and natives. Yeah, ain't nothing better. But we had a thing in Ireland, it's still a thing. It was a thing back then. Like I said, Samson, mighty warrior. And he wanted heathens. He wanted heathens and hoes. That's what brothers is into too. Brothers love them hoes. You can't stay away from them hoes, man. Strippers. Some brothers just full out go grab her off the host stroll. You know what I'm saying? Straight out the host stroll and the stripper club is, you know, it's like it's like the same thing. You know what I'm saying? You go in there and pay them enough money in that strip club, they're gonna do everything under the sun as well. All right. But this is a problem that we have as a people. You know what I'm saying? As brothers coming into this truth, and it's a powerful thing that these women is, and you have to be strong. You have to fight that urge to sleep with them hoes, because they're gonna see the spirit on you. They're gonna see the spirit of the Most High on you, and they're gonna come for you. And you gotta be stronger than you know what I'm saying, than some of these brothers that we're reading about today. You know what I'm saying? We got the book, we got it. We got the blueprint to be great, to be perfect. All right? But we just gotta follow it. So let's get back to it. So now we got that. We got the counsel that he got from his parents. He told him what? Read it again.
Verse 3, Judges 14:3. And his father and his mother said unto him, is there never a woman among the daughters of thy brothers?
Okay, Kono Kansas. Salami, I was in the middle of class, if I could. Okay, Kono Kansas. All right, throw out. So all right, Salami about that. Let's keep going on that.
Is there never a woman among the daughters of thy brother, or among all my people, that thou goest and take a wife of an uncircumcised Philistine? And Samson said unto his father, get her for me, for she pleaseth me well.
Right, man. That's just terrible. So he went against the counsel. So he's gonna go against the counsel. That's what this class is about, not listening to counsel first and foremost, and then falling weak under women, man. All right, so let's go to 16 and 30 real quick. You can stay right in Judges. Let's go over 16 and 30. I mean 16 and 1. Let's start at 1.
Judges chapter 16, verse 1. Then went Samson to Gaza, and saw there an harlot, and went in unto her.
So what did he say?
Went in unto her.
No, but what was she though?
A harlot.
Look, it ain't, you know what I'm saying? This is Samson. He just, look, his mama then told him, like, you can't get one of your own people. You know, the woman is not, they uncircumcised, they old, you know. You want one of them nasty women, you know what I'm saying? You know how mama's be, my daddy and be. You know, right now today, you better not bring one of them devils in my house, you know what I'm saying? Like, and they couldn't tell him nothing. You know what I'm saying? They couldn't tell the brother nothing. He didn't want to hear him, he didn't want to listen. All right. Let's see. Let's keep going, man. Keep going. Let's go a little bit more. Then we're gonna get into the other. Do a quick recap on this, and we got to move on.
Verse 2. And it was told to Gazites, saying, Samson has come hither, and they compassed him in, and laid wait for him all night in the gate of the city, and were and were quiet all night, saying, in the morning, when it is day, we shall kill him.
Right. So, you know what I'm saying? He over there getting himself jammed up. And we'll drop down to, just for time's sake, we'll drop down. We're going to drop down to number 4 right in that same spot. But you know how many brothers get themselves jammed up for when, you know, you gang banging and you want to go smash somebody who live in the enemy hood over there. So now you know what I'm saying? Like, that's what that put me in the mind of, like, you know what I'm saying? The people see him. Oh yeah, dude over here from the other side, you know, he went up in Shorty crib, so they out there waiting to kill him. Right. How many brothers that got jammed up from going to try to sleep with some hoe from what they call the op side? You know what I'm saying? The brothers love the hoes, man. The brothers just love them to death, and they put their life on the line for them. And you know, so Samson is just so cocky and so bold, and that's how brothers be. You know what I'm saying? They think they so bold and so cocky that they can sleep with these hoes and they ain't gonna get jammed up. You know what I'm saying? I've been sleeping with hoes all my life. I'm good. I ain't caught nothing yet. You know what I'm saying? I ain't got nothing pregnant yet. And then before you know it, you get one of them hoes pregnant that's milking you for everything you got. You know what I'm saying? You can't see your kids, got you in and out of court to try to see your babies. You know what I'm saying? You know, they probably burnt you. You didn't get burnt because you didn't talk to them into not using the rubber, or you didn't talk to them to doing some manner of drugs. Because that's a lot of things. Like I talked, you know what I'm saying, when I used to be hustling, you know, I used to ask, you know, talk to the female. I was just like that. I used to want to know the story. Like, how did it end up like this? Like, I always kind of been like that. Like, how did you get to this point? I just kind of wanted to know. Like, man, you know what I'm saying? Especially when it was a young brother, well, you know, older brother to anyone. I just wanted to know the story. How did you get to the point where you out here like this, out here bad, you know what I'm saying, on these streets like this? And most of them used to tell me that they started doing coke or something because of the woman that they were dealing with. You know what I'm saying? The woman wanted to do the coke with them, wanted them to get the coke, and before they know it, they was getting it for her, then before you know they doing it with her, they was loving her, and it became, and it took over. Even though the story that came out about Bobby Brown saying that Whitney Houston was really the one who, you know what I'm saying, was really big into the coke like that and kind of turned him out to it, you know? And you hear little stories like that, man. But brothers got to be strong and not fall weak to these women, man. You know what I'm saying? Women it's a powerful, powerful thing. They can be absolutely amazing on the flip side. You know what I'm saying? They can be a delight. They can be all the good things on the earth. You know what I'm saying? They make everything better. But if you're not in the right spirit, they can cause you to make everything worse for you. If you don't get one that's in the right spirit. You got a question, young brother?
Yes.
What's your question?
So
no, you don't. Your question's got to be about the Bible. You got a question about the Bible? We just went over it. The devil is the oppressor. Okay, the devil is the people that shoot our people down in the streets. The people that has had us in slavery and put our ancestors in slavery. Those people are the devil. Okay. The people, you know what I'm saying, that, you know, don't look like us, they got that pale skin, you know what I mean? Them people that's not of the Black, Hispanic, and Native people. Right. Them people are the devil. People are, you know what I'm saying? You know, we're trying to keep our page up here. They ain't trying to keep getting shut down. The oppressor is the devil, young man. All right? But yeah, it's not a bit much for him. But yeah, man. So where we at?
Verse 4.
Verse 4, let's get it.
And it came to pass afterward that he loved a woman in the valley of Sorek, whose name was Delilah. And the Lord of the Philistines came unto her and said unto her, entice him, and see wherein his great strength lieth.
Right. And so we'll just for time, because I don't want to get jammed up on the last two brothers. You know what I'm saying? We're going to get into. But Delilah, you know what I'm saying, was told to entice them by her people. You know, you deal with them heathens, they're going to be for their people first. Right. You know what I'm saying? That's at the end of the day. You know what I'm saying? You brothers, you hear so many stories about brothers dealing with these heathens and these devils. And then when it comes down to it, they hustling with them anything. They get caught with the devil. She telling them that he made her do it. You know what I'm saying? Now it's time to go from this to that, because now not only is you down for drugs, now, you know, brother, and a lot of brothers who be doing that pimping, like pimping them devils. You know what I'm saying? They get jammed up. Now they tell them, oh, he forced me to do it. He raped me, keeping me hostage. Now you got, raping and robbing, raping and kidnapping charges and terroristic threats along when you was just out there, you had this pimping charges, whatever that is, soliciting, whatever they charge they give you for pimping. Yeah, whatever, I don't know the exact name of the charge, but what they would give you for just sex trafficking, they might do sex trafficking for you. You know what I'm saying? But now on top of the sex trafficking, you get, kidnapping, terroristic threats and, all type of garbage when you deal with them. So, he dealing with this woman, he loved the woman, but like I said, brothers love these heathens, they love these devils. But she wanted to get him jammed up. So keep going. So he was in love with her. Look what she said when the Philistines came to ask him. Go ahead.
But what means we may prevail against him, that we may bind him to afflict him, and we will give thee, every one of us, 1,100 pieces of silver.
All the brother, like, you give us this, brother, we're gonna give you. Hey, no. We're gonna give you 1,100 pieces of silver. And what does she do? This heathen that he loved.
And Delilah said to Samson, tell me, I pray thee, wherein thy great strength lies.
Right, look, we're right to him, tell me, I pray thee. You know what I'm saying? And one of the things Samson did, he kept playing with them. That's what a lot of brothers do. They play with these hoes out here in the street until you get burned. You know what I'm saying? You playing with them hoes, you're gonna get jammed up, you get yourself robbed, get yourself killed. You know what I'm saying? That's what you do. That's what brother do. And Samson did it. He tell her, a little thing, tie my arms up. And you know what I'm saying? And the brother think, I'm just gonna smash her and leave her to the side. Then, your condom been broke. Now you done got burnt, but you done had a baby by this whore who done slept with all your friends, and now you embarrassed. You know what I'm saying? You get jammed up. But Samson, the Lord was with Samson, man, until the part where it go. Let's see. Go to 13. Yeah, for time's sake, we're gonna shoot to 13 so we can get into the rest of these stories.
Verse 13. And Delilah said unto Samson, hitherto thou hast mocked me.
Like I said, he kept telling her, look, sending her off, spinning her. Like, yeah, if you do this, this is where my strength lies. If you do this, this is where my strength lies. Playing around. Like it was sweet. Keep going.
And told me lies. Tell me wherewith thy mightest be bound. And he said unto her, if thou wavest the 7 locks of my head with a web. Verse 14. And she fastened it with a pin and said unto him, the Philistines are upon thee, Samson. And he awaked out of his sleep and went away with the pin.
Oh, okay, you know what? It's the next one. I told you, so that's the last time he jammed her up and spent it. Told him just to weave it, so that's the other one you told him to cut it. So go to 15, Salah.
Come. And she said unto him, how canst thou say, I love thee, when thine heart is not with me?
So now she hitting him with it. You know what I'm saying? Now, like I said, women get brothers jammed up all the time. You know what I'm saying? You've been playing with this woman, thinking it's sweet, having sex with her, tossing her to the side, playing with all this hoes. And one day you fall for one of the hoes. You know what I'm saying? Now you think she love you, you think you in love with her, but she's just trying to figure out a way to get you jammed up. Just talk you into, you know what I'm saying, taking a rub off or something. Telling you she on birth control. Our parents always said, like, telling you she on birth control. Or, you know what I'm saying? Or if you in this hood, now you didn't let her know what a stash spot is in the house. Now she didn't send the guys in there to come rob you or something. You know what I'm saying? Keep going.
Thou hast mocked me these 3 times, and hast not told me wherein thy great strength lieth. And it came to pass when she pressed him daily with her words and urged him, so that his soul was vexed unto death.
Right, brothers give their strength over, man, to these women because they be vexed in spirit. This woman tell you she giving you hell, you can't have no other woman. Yeah, I'm gonna leave. You know what I'm saying? you know, doing all kind of stuff, you know, messing your car up, breaking your phones, coming up to your job, you know, running your you know, trying to fight your other ribs, you know, whatever the case may be. But she vex you to your spirit. Either you're gonna stay strong and rise above it and lay the ground foundation down in your household. So either you're gonna get with it or you're gonna get lost. Period. And that's gonna be that. Or you're gonna, you know, you're gonna fall weak and let her vex your spirit to the point where you do this what Samson did. Keep going.
Verse 17. That he told her all his heart and said unto her, there have not come a razor upon my head.
But read that top. He told her what?
He told her all his heart.
He told her all his heart. He told her what a stash was. She knew his work schedule. He told her everything. You know what I'm saying? He told her all his deep, darkest secrets, you know what I'm saying? Things. He told her everything. You know what I'm saying? And now she got it. Keep going.
And said unto her, there has not come a razor upon my head, for I have been a Nazarite unto God from my mother's womb. If I've been shaven, then my strength will go from me.
If he be shaven, keep going.
And I shall become weak and be like any other man.
Keep going.
Verse 18. And when Delilah saw that he had told her all his heart, she sent and called for the lords of the Philistines, saying, come up this once, for he hath shewn me all his heart.
Right. He showed me what a stash said. Come on, we got it. I know what a stash said. He gave me the combination to the safe. You know what I'm saying? We got it. We got him. Let's get him. You know what I'm saying? That's brothers, too many brothers. This is a story. This is a common story, man. In the hood right now today, the same thing happening. When you mess with hoes and harlots and heathens. All right? Keep going.
Then the lords of the Philistines came up unto her and brought money in their hand. Verse 19. And she made him sleep upon her knees.
Look, she didn't put the man to sleep. You know how they come and put that, you know, them hoes be having talents. I understand my brothers like hoes. They done been doing it. They have a lot of talent. They are very experienced. You know what I'm saying? You know, they know exactly what to do, what to say to get all the money to get, because that's what they do for a living. Entice men. We'll get one of them strippers. All they do is entice men. They know exactly what to say to get the money. It's to say it's a job, right? And Delilah must have been, like I said, she must have been bad, talented, and great at what she did. She put the man to sleep. That's what I just heard. Keep going.
And she called for a man, and she caused him to shave off the 7 locks of his head. And she began to afflict him, and his strength went from him.
Good night.
Verse 20. And she said, the Philistines are upon thee, Samson. And he woke out of his sleep and said, I will go out as
and you know what was heavy about that? Before they even did it, she knew that when she really had it. She knew that she had Becky to the point because she said, I got it. He showed me, give me the money now. I got it. Remember they just said she got the money, like give me the bread. Now then she went in there and did it. Yeah, and she knew she had it. Like then when they know that when they got you too. Because then now that, you know what I'm saying, if the gloves is off, that is, you know, they showing their true colors. Go ahead.
Come. And he woke out of his sleep and said, I will go out as at other times before, and shake myself. And he wist not that the Lord was departed from him. Verse 21.
He knew not.
And he
okay, yeah, go ahead.
And he wist not that the Lord was departed from him. But the Philistines took him and put out his eyes,
man,
and brought him down to Gaza, and brought him and bound him with feathers of brass. And he did grind in the prison house.
He was in prison. They put the man's eyes out. All because he wanted, you know what I'm saying? He had, the Lord was with him, had everything he needed, strong man, but he wanted to play with hoes, play with heathens, and jammed him up, got his eyeballs put out, you know what I'm saying? Got put in prison. And at the end of it, you know what I'm saying, the Lord did, you know, give him his last name, but that was his death. You know what I'm saying? At the end of it, the Lord gave him a little bit more strength in the end to kill all the Philistines that jammed him up. But he had to, you know, like I said, it was a death sentence. You know what I'm saying? You know, the wages of sin is death. And that was that, man. You know what I'm saying? And that just shows you how you have to be strong. You have to, you know what I'm saying, gird up your loins. You know what I'm saying? You have to pray every day. You know what I'm saying? Every day you wake up, you know, send some prayer, pray for strength every day, protection from the angels. You know what I'm saying? Pray to the Lord, you know, for forgiveness for sins that you have committed the day before or something. Everything, just prepare yourself for the day mentally and spiritually to go out there, because you know you're gonna be under attack. It's a real thing. You know what I'm saying? But if you pray for that protection from the Most High on your way out, you know what I'm saying, the house, you know, you get in that room, you know, you face the east, and you send them prayers up, you know what I'm saying, to the Most High. Pray for protection, pray for strength, pray for wisdom, you know what I'm saying? So when you out there, you know, you probably getting blocked, you know what I'm saying? If you don't know what the angels are blocking them holes from trying to holler at you, you know, blocking the urges you might have, you know what I'm saying? Or you might have would have went this way, went to this house and got, you know, you never know. But you gotta, you know what I'm saying, you gotta gird yourself up and prepare yourself for the battles. You know, because life is war, and every day is a battle. All right? And every day you got a battle to fight and win, to ultimately win this war of life, which is the ultimately getting the kingdom of heaven. All right. So we'll drop that. So the next brother, we're gonna go to our main man, you know, King David. King David. We're gonna read about King David real quick, man. Everybody know King David was a mighty, mighty man. You know what I'm saying? You read that story of David and Goliath, he knew the Lord was with him. You know, the Lord, as a sheep herder, let him, you know, kill lions and bears. You know what I'm saying? David was a hardcore brother. He a little dude, wasn't even a, you know what they're called today, like a pretty boy. You know what I'm saying? And you know, he had killed lions and bears and everything, man. And you know, and just how hard he was. You know, when they seen Goliath out there, you know, had everybody terrified. Everybody, the whole army of Israel, terrified of this brother, of Goliath. You know what I'm saying? You can, well, yeah, we'll go to Samuel. Let's go to Samuel, 1 Samuel 16. 1 Samuel 16 real quick. And get it, man, because, you know, David was a man, you know what I'm saying? One of my favorite, you know, prophets in the scriptures, him, and, you know, I love my man Nehemiah as well. He's one of my favorite ones. But so 16.
Say 1 Samuel 16.
I believe it's 16. Is that the one I'm looking for? Well, 16. Yeah, so yeah, we can start. So, okay. So we can go to 20. You can go to 16. You can go to 16 and no, 17. What's that? 17. 17. No, we can go to chapter 17. Chapter 17. And where is that? Let me see. I want to get y'all to meet. Okay, go to 24. You do 17 and 24.
Okay. 1 Samuel chapter 17, verse 24. And all the men of Israel when they saw the man, fled from him and were sore afraid.
Afraid of Goliath. You know, Goliath, they were talking about how big he was, how much his uniform weighed. He was supposed to be like a giant. You know what I'm saying? Big, huge man. They were scared. Keep going.
Verse 25. And the men of Israel said, have you seen this man that is coming up? Is come up? Surely to defy Israel is he come up. And it shall be that the man who killeth him, the king will enrich him with great riches, and will give him his daughters, and make his father's house free in Israel.
Right. And so David heard it like, what? And look what David said. Keep going.
Verse 26. And David spake to the men and stood by him, saying, what shall be done to the man that killeth this Philistine, and taketh away the reproach from Israel? For who is the uncircumcised Philistine?
Right. David, I'm talking about like, keep going.
That he should defy the army of the living God.
Right. They were like, who is this guy? You know, like this little dude. Who is dude? You know, this little dude, he coming to the army like, who's that? So ain't nobody gonna do nothing. Him coming up there, y'all gonna let dude talk to us like this? And this is the army of the Lord, man. What do y'all mean? Who is this man that think he can defy the army of the Lord? You know what I'm saying? Right. Little dude, keep going.
Verse 27. And the people answered him after this manner, saying, so shall it be done to the man that killeth him. Verse 28. And Eli, the oldest brother, heard when he spake unto the man, and Eli anger was kindled against David.
His big brother, man, like, who do you think you is, man? Coming up here, you know, talking crazy, talking about we scared, you know, so y'all just gonna let this man talk to you, you know, but you're gonna let him talk to you like that? You gonna let him do that? You know what I'm saying? This uncircumcised Philistine, this heathen, you know what I'm saying? David was hot, you know what I'm saying? Keep going.
And he said, why comest thou down here?
Why you down here? Why you even over here? You know what I'm saying? Keep going.
And with whom hast thou left those few sheep in the wilderness?
Right. I mean, you a sheep. Go back to them sheep, man. Right. You know, what you down here for anyway, man? Go ahead.
I know thy pride and thy naughtiness of thy heart, for thou art come down that thou mightest see the battle.
Right. You just want to come and see a fight. And do all you about it down there fighting lions and bears. I know how you think, you know, you want to just be in the battle. You know what I'm saying? You come down here to see a fight, see, you know, keep going.
And David said, what have I now done? Is there not a cause? Verse 30. And he turned from him towards another and spake after the same manner.
Right. So he turned to the other dude. So I ain't trying to hear what you talking about. Hey man, what? So you ain't gonna do nothing either. David knows garbage, man. So you ain't gonna do nothing either though. You know what I'm saying? My brother, he obviously you scared. You think I'm down here for nothing? You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? You ain't on nothing, man. I'm finna talk to dude. Hey, you scared too? God. Keep going.
And the people answered him again after the former manner. Verse 31. And when the words were heard which David spake, they rehearsed them from before Saul.
They went and told Saul, you know, King Saul was running things. You know what I'm saying, at the time. Keep going.
And he sent for him.
And so they went and told King Saul, like, hey man, dude out here, you know, checking everybody. This little dude talking about we scared, you know what I'm saying? Talking crazy. Keep going.
Verse 32. And David said to Saul, let no man's heart fail because of him. Thy servant will go and fight with this Philistine.
Like, man, look, man, don't let nobody, I know they scared, but don't let, you know what I'm saying, don't let it get, I'll go do it. Don't let none of these men, we ain't going out like this. Like, hey man, we ain't going out like this. Dude, I ain't talking crazy. I'm gonna go get down on you. Let me do it. You know what I'm saying? It's always here how, you know what I'm saying? Here like today, you know what I'm saying? Without reading these scriptures here like today. Keep going.
Verse 33. And Saul said to David, thou art not able to go against this Philistine to fight with him, for thou art but a youth, and he a man of war for his youth.
No, he's a man of war. What?
He's a man of war from his youth.
From his youth. So he telling David, like, man, you a young man at a youth. He been a war. You know, this man is a killer. Right. This man is a killer. He got, you know, told about you a little dude. You know what I'm saying? You a shorty. You know what I'm saying? This is a straight killer. You know what I'm saying? OG. Right. Is what he trying to tell him. Like, you ain't got no chance. You know what David say? Keep going. Verse 34. And David said unto Saul, thy servant keep his father's sheep. And there came a lion and a bear and took a lamb out of the flock. And I went after him and smote him. Right. A lion and a bear came out, was keeping our sheep, and I went and smote him. Keep going. And delivered it out of his mouth. And took the sheep out of the lion and the bear mouth. Keep going. And when he arose against me, I caught him by his beard and smote him. Look at that. So this man like, dude, I didn't kill the lion with my bare hand, grabbed him by his, I took the lamb out of his mouth first, then grabbed the lion, the lion by his beard and got down on him. You know what I'm saying? This is what I did. Keep going. And slew him. You must not know how I can look. They think I'm just a sheep right up my brother. I know you think you tough because you didn't kill the bear and the lion. I'm like, I know your pride. You think you tough. You ain't got nothing for this dude. Keep going. Verse 36. Thy servant slew both of the lion and the bear. And this uncircumcised Philistine is heathen. Oh man, hey man, he's so bad. Man, it is heathen out here, fam. Hey guys, he on this nasty, filthy, dirty, talking about the army of the Lord. Keep going. And this uncircumcised Philistine shall be as one of them. Right. Seeing he hath defied the army of the living God. Right. They were like, man, keep going. Verse 37. He said, man, another thing. Keep going. That's right here, but David said, moreover, the Lord that delivered me out of the paw of the lion and out of the paw of the bear, he will deliver me out of the hand of this Philistine. And Saul said unto David, go, and the Lord be with you. Hey, Lord be with you, brother. I ain't got nothing to say. Hey, Lord be with you, man. Go ahead out there. David came in there talking big. But hey, man, all your men out there is terrified of dude. Look, I ain't going. He talking about the Most High. The Lord is with me. Y'all must not know how the Lord get down. I didn't kill the lion with my hands and bear. You know what I'm saying? It's over with, buddy, out there. You know what I'm saying? Go ahead. Uncircumcised. Right. Dude don't stand a chance. It's all looking at the man like, all right, you know what, you talking big. Lord be with you, Shawty. Keep going. Verse 38. And Saul armed David with his armor, and he put an helmet of brass upon his head, and also he armed him with a coat of mail. Verse 39. And David girded his sword upon his armor, and he essayed to go, for he had not proved it. And David said unto Saul, I cannot go with this. Right, he tried to give him like, hey man, take this, you need this. You know what I'm saying? He tried to get them together like, man, he worried about him. You know what I'm saying? So he tried to give him all this armor. He's like, man, I don't need none of that. Keep going. I can't do this. This ain't how I get out. You know what I'm saying? Like, I got my own weapons. Keep going. For I have not proved them. And David put them off him. Verse 40. And he took his staff in his hand and chose him 5 smooth stones out of the brook, and put them in a shepherd's bag which he had, even in a scrip,
and his sling was in his hand, and he drew near to the Philistine. And the Philistine came on and drew near unto David, and the man that bare the shield went before him. Verse 42. And when the Philistine looked about and saw David, he disdained him, for he was but a youth and ruddy and of a fair countenance.
Right, he's mad. He's like, y'all gonna send this pretty boy out here? You know what I'm saying? Y'all gonna send this little bitty pretty boy out here to come fight against me. He thought they was mocking him. Like, man, y'all got me messed. You know what I mean? Keep going.
Verse 43. And the Philistine said unto David, I am a dog.
Am I a dog?
Oh, so like, am I a dog? So like,
he hit it in the hood. Look, hey, that's how I look at it. Like, hey, I'm a dog. You ain't, you know what I'm saying? That's how it is. But that's basically what he said when he said that. He's like, am I a dog? Because he coming out there with a slang and some rocks. You know, like you trying to kill an animal or something. You know what I'm saying? Keep going.
So like, if you want to, code of male is actually mental harm. Yeah, so I think that's
am I a dog that thou comest to me with strides? And the Philistine cursed David by his God.
Right. You know what I'm saying? He cursed him out. He goofy, you know what I'm saying? They said all type of manner to the man, you know what I'm saying? Cursed his God. Because, you know, David already mad about that. Like, you know what I'm saying? You defiled the army of the Lord. You know, keep going.
Verse 44. And the Philistine said to David, come to me, and I will give thy flesh unto the fowls of the air, and to the beasts of the field.
Right. He says, over with it. Come on with it, man. I'm gonna show you what time it is.
Verse 45. Then said David to the Philistine, thou comest to me with a sword, and with a spear, and with a shield, but I come to thee in the name of the Lord.
He said what?
And I come to thee in the name of the Lord of hosts, the God of the armies of Israel, whom thou hast defiled.
Look at that, David, man. He knew, you know, the power of the Lord. He was a man of the Lord, man. No fear, you know what I'm saying? Like the Lord said, you know, he didn't give us the spirit of fear. And the Lord and David knew he was with David. You know what I'm saying? David wasn't gone. He was ready to give his life for his truth. You know what I'm saying? Ready to put his life on the line for, because he knew the Lord was with him. And that's just a real powerful thing. And it's like I said, that's why I wanted to go into this story, just to show you, like, when you see that this powerful man who did all this, how the Lord showed him all of that, he still fell weak to a damn woman.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? Like, you know, when you get into it, we're finna get into it right now. He still fell weak to this woman, and that's why I'm like, look what he knew. Look how diligent he was. Brothers think, yeah, I'm in the truth. You know what I'm saying? I can go around all of them. You know what I'm saying? I'm good. Like, no, brother. You just need to relax yourself. Don't put yourself in jammed up situations. You know what I'm saying? Don't put yourself in a situation where you're gonna be tempted. Even though the Lord is with you and everything, you can, you know what I'm saying, you can fall weak to, you know what I'm saying, to temptation out there is strong. You know what I mean? So you gotta get yourself out of them situations. But this is, you know what I'm saying, how amazing David was. Keep going.
Verse 46. This day will the Lord deliver thee unto mine hand, and I will smite thee.
Right, David talking big outside, dude, huge. Talking David still ain't going. I'm finna get, man, it's over with you. You finna be delivered to my hand. I'm finna kill you out here, man. You finna die today. Keep going.
And take thine hand.
And take what?
And take thy head.
And the hand, I'm gonna chop your head off. He ain't going. You know what I'm saying? The little pretty boy, that's what David will be. Little pretty boy out there, little dude. Keep going.
From thee, and I will give the carcass to the host of the Philistines.
I'm gonna take your head and I'm gonna give your body back to your people. They can take your body, but I'm taking your head though. Look, man, I told David wasn't going, man. He was not playing. Keep going.
this day unto the fowls of the air, and to the wild beasts of the earth, all that all the earth may know that there is a God of Israel.
Yeah,
There is a God in Israel.
Right. And that's the kind of zeal that we need to have for the Most High. You feel like nothing you can't get through. You gotta, you know what I'm saying, get strength from it. That's why these stories is there to give your spirit strength. Like, man, if you really, really, truly believe in the Most High, you really, truly just give yourself over to him, he'll be with you like that. Like, you'll be in situations like, man, I can't believe I made it through this. I can't believe because it wasn't you. That was the Lord using you, you know what I'm saying, as a vessel. You know what I mean? But this is an example of when a man knows that the Lord is truly with him. The courage you can have and what you can fight through. You know what I'm saying? The whole army was scared of this man. And this little dude, little sheep herder, little pretty boy, what we call him today, came ready to go with some rocks and a slingshot to the battle. Keep going.
Verse 47. And all this assembly shall know that the Lord serveth not with sword and spear, for the battle is the Lord, and he will give you unto our hand.
Right.
For the battle is who?
The Lord.
The battle is the Lord's, man. You know what I'm saying? You gird yourself up and give you know what I'm saying, really give your life to the Most High and really start keeping these laws, statutes, and commandments and then really give it a shot. You know what I'm saying? The battle will be the Lord. You ain't, the Lord gonna be with you on that battle. You ain't got to worry about it. Keep going.
Okay, verse 48. And it came to pass when the Philistines arose and came and drew near to meet David, that David hasted and ran toward the army to meet the Philistines.
Right. David was good. He took off running towards the battle. You know what I'm saying? Keep going.
And David put his hand in his bag and took thrice a stone and slang it and smote the Philistine in his forehead, that the stone stuck into his forehead.
I hit him so hard. What your parents said, what your parents used to tell us back in the day. He's bigger than you, pick up something and bust him. That's what you heard, you know what I'm saying? He's bigger than you, pick up something and bust his head. You know what I'm saying? That's probably where that spirit came from, that idea. Pick up a rock and bust his head with it. I know everybody heard that. Go out there and fight, he's bigger than you. I remember hearing that all the time. You know what I'm saying? Like, you ain't finna be scared, you're gonna get out there and fight. Go ahead.
And he fell upon his face to the earth. Verse 50. So David prevailed over the Philistine with a sling.
Like, with a sling. Like, man, this man brought a knife to a gunfight. You know, he was, prevailed in a gunfight with a knife. Kind of like in this day's terms, you know what I mean? Right. Go ahead.
With a sling and with a stone, and smote the Philistine and slew him. But there was no sword in the hand of David. Verse 51. Therefore David ran and stood upon the Philistine.
Stood on. That's how big what David ran and stood on. Keep going.
And took his sword.
And did what?
And took his sword.
Took his sword. Keep going.
And drew it out of the shaft thereof, and slew him, and cut off his head therewith. And when the Philistines saw their champion was dead, they fled. Verse 52.
That's it, man. So we'll leave it right there. We gonna, you know what I'm saying? So that's what David did. And another thing after that, they don't tell you the rest. He took the head and went around the whole city of Israel, took it with him. That was his trophy. Took it to Saul. You know what I'm saying? That was his thing, man. So, that's how powerful David was. Just to give some context of the man we're gonna go into. When you think you too strong to fall to one of these systems, when you're putting yourself in these jammed situations, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's not wise. Like I said, it's a scripture that says, you shouldn't never sit with another man's wife at the wine and be having drinks with another man's wife. You know what I'm saying? But it's not something that that's a law. But you probably shouldn't even sit down with a single woman who you don't want to sleep with at the liquor. You know what I'm saying? Who is a whore or a slut or something. You probably don't even want to sit down with them because what can happen? If you ain't trying to be with this woman for the rest of your life, it's probably not wise for you to sit with this woman at the liquor because we know it can happen. All right? That's not something I'm saying is a law, so don't quote that in a law. That's something that I'm saying that's would be wise. Especially, so keep yourself from being in a tempted situation. All right? But it is unlawful to sleep with another man's wife at the liquor and be having drinks with another man's wife. A single woman you can have drinks with, but it might not be wise if it's not a woman that you want to be with, because you can catch yourself jammed up. You know what I'm saying? Off that Hennessy. So like, hey, I'm just saying, you know what I mean? But so let's go to so we'll drop that. Let's go now. Let's go to 2 Samuel. So that's just context. 2 Samuel 7 and 8. 2 Samuel 7 and 8. Real quick, just to, like I said, because every time before, it's always some counsel that's usually had. A lot of the times when brothers get jammed up in the scripture, they always knew the law, which is the counsel. They knew what they was supposed to do and wasn't. But the other two brothers we went through to the story where they absolutely got the counsel. So I wanted to show you when David got it. You know what I'm saying? So go to verse 7, chapter 8, verse 7. No, chapter 7, verse 8. Slide.
2 Samuel chapter 7, verse 8. Now therefore, so shalt thou say unto my servant David.
So this is the Lord sending the prophet to come holler at David. You know what I'm saying? And give him, let him know what was going to happen. What was just a prophecy of what was going to be. Like the counsel, like this, counsel. So let him know what's what. Keep going.
Thus said the Lord of hosts, I took thee from the sheep cote, from following the sheep.
Right. I took you from being a sheep herder. Keep going.
To the ruler over my people, over Israel. And I was with thee whatsoever thou wentest, and I have cut off all thine enemies out of thy sight, and have made thee a great name, like unto the name of a great man that are in the earth.
Right. So he was like David, no. You know what I'm saying? I did to the Lord. I'm with you. I've been with you. I gave you all this. Keep going.
Verse 10. Moreover, I will appoint a place for my people Israel, and will plant them, that they may dwell in the place of their own, and move no more. Neither shall the children of wickedness afflict them anymore, as before time. And as since the time that I commanded judges to be over my people Israel, and have caused thee to rest from all thine enemies. Also the Lord telleth thee that he will make thee an house.
Lord, I'm going to give you it all. So it's going to be all the prophecy of everything coming through David. Okay, even the throne Christ sit on is going to be David's throne. You know what I'm saying? This was him getting that prophecy. Keep going.
Verse 12. And when thy days be fulfilled, and thou shalt sleep with thy father, I will set up a seed after thee, which shall.
I will set up thy seed.
So like I will set up thy seed after thee, which shall proceed out of thy bowels.
I'm telling you, not only when you die, is your kids gonna have it. It's gonna be generational wealth and power and all of that. Keep going.
And I will establish his kingdom. Verse 13. He shall build an house for my name, and I will establish the throne of his kingdom forever.
Forever. Keep going.
Verse 14. I will be his father, and he shall be my son.
He should be my son. If what?
If he commit iniquity, I shall chasten him with the rod of men, and with the stripes of the children of men.
Right. So look, so that's the counsel. Like, look, you know, you do what you're supposed to do. You know what I'm saying? This is what it's gonna be. You know what I'm saying? He gave it to him, told if you know what I'm saying, if you what do you say, iniquity, if he committed iniquity, then he's gonna get jammed up. He's gonna get punished. So that's the counsel. Now let's go to the transgression. We'll go to 11 and 1. Go all the way to 11 and 1. Second Samuel.
2 Samuel chapter 11, verse 1. And it came to pass after the year was expired, at the time when kings go forth to battle, that David sent
Joab.
And his servants with him, and all Israel, and they destroyed the children of Ammon, and besieged Rabbah. But David tarried still at Jerusalem.
Right. So you know, David, you know, this is at the time, you know, where the things were coming to pass. He didn't smote everybody. He got the kingdom. He ruling everything. You know what I mean? He's the man. So he just stayed back. He said, "This guy, like, oh, you know, we good. You know, y'all can handle that. I'm gonna, you know, chill back and kind of relax, man. I've already been fighting and killing and murdering forever. You know, so David, you know what I'm saying, was the man. You know what I'm saying? He established the kingdom of Israel again, like the Lord told him he was gonna do. So he stayed back at this point. And remember, like I said, we just read all of that to show you how great this man was, what he knew, how the Lord was dealing with him, and how powerful. Now this is going to see how powerful these women can be. How these great women can take down a great man if you fall weak. Keep going.
Verse 2. And it came to pass in eventide that David arose from off his bed and walked upon the roof of the king's house. And from the roof he saw a woman washing herself, and the woman was very beautiful to look upon.
Right. So David, you know, he's on the top of his kingdom on the rooftop late night. You know, he sees something bad in the window down there, you know, bad. Like he said, something bad, and she was naked because she was cleaning herself. So he got to see her in all of her glory. You know what I mean? All right. Keep going.
Verse 3. And David sent and inquired after the woman. And one said, Is not this Bathsheba, the daughter of Elam, and the wife of Uriah the Hittite? Verse 4.
So they told him. So he got the counsel. Hey, that's another man's wife. Like David said, for he know, hey man, that's a brother's wife. One of the guys. That's his wife. All right. No. None of these was hidden. You know, like I said, like we be living in places and they gonna call us by the other names sometimes, by the people. Keep going.
Verse 4. And David sent a messenger and took her, and she came in unto him, and he lay with her.
Right. And so that's where the envy and contention gonna come in at. You know what I'm saying? Because at first now you find out that this is your brother's wife. You know what I'm saying? Envy and strife can, you know what I'm saying, can kill a brotherhood. You know what I'm saying? You find out this is your brother right now, the envy set in. Now you want what he has. You ready to be, what the scripture says, you thou shalt not covet. You know what I'm saying? You ready to take something that ain't yours. You know? As I said, it started like, you know, so now he's gonna covet a man's wife, like it just keeps going and going. So he's envying, he's lusting after another man's woman. And then what it say, he went and sent for it anyway, and did what?
And he lied with her. For she was purified from her uncleanness, and she returned unto her house.
What do you think that means when they say she was purified from her uncleanness? Go ahead.
She was
not in this context. Not in this context. Here's a different one. You got something else?
she repented.
Not in this context. That's usually what it means, but that's not in this context right here. Go ahead.
She was she was clean from coming off a menstrual, a cycle.
Yeah, man, that's exactly what it was. Cause she was watching, you know, cause we supposed to be separated, you know what I'm saying, from your house, you know what I'm saying, once you are unclean. You know, they had some rules, you know, living good, so we could be separate. And she was cleaning herself. That's why when he saw, you know, she was cleaning herself, just had came off her thing. She was, you know, cleaning herself, her unclean, purifying herself, washing and cleaning herself like we did. When we become unclean, you wait till it's past and you wash yourself and you get clean. And so that's what he knew. You know, that's what they try to put out here to let you know, like she had just came off her joint, so that which means that she wasn't what?
She wasn't clean.
No. Like if a woman. She wasn't pregnant. She wasn't pregnant. All right, keep going.
Verse 5.
Select. We don't do all of that philosophy. You know, so she could have like put it to. That's what the Christians like to do. You know, put things that wasn't there. She was purified from her uncleanness. But go ahead.
Verse 5. And the woman conceived and sent and told David and said, I am with child.
Right, so she came straight to David because, you know, her husband is off at war. David, you know what I'm saying, all the men is off at war. You know what I'm saying? And she, you know, just came off her thing. And so she knew who had got her pregnant. So she went and told David. Keep going.
Verse 6. And David sent to Joab, saying, send me Uriah the Hittite. And Joab sent Uriah to David. And when Uriah was come unto him, David demanded of him how Joab did, and how the people did, and how the war prospered.
Right, so now he just being extra conniving. You know what I'm saying? Like he slept with this man white now he's getting him, you know, small talk with him like he really cared about him or something. But you know, David is on now that spirit of envy and contention. Look up the words, you know what I'm saying? The envy, contention, strife, you know, look up a couple of those. Keep going.
Verse 8. And David said to Uriah, go down to thy house and wash thy feet. And Uriah departed out of the king's house, and there followed him a mess of meat from the king.
Right, so David sending them down. He sent them, hey, you know, go to the crib, go lay down, watch your feet, go in there with, you know, that bad sister you got down there. I know you're gonna go in there. If you know what I'm saying, you fresh out for war, you just got back, you know, go clean yourself off, going there with that woman. I know when you see her, you're gonna want to smash her because she bad. I understand. You know what I'm saying? He just was evil right now. That's what David was on. You know what I'm saying? Like he knew. Go ahead.
So basically he was trying to get him to go sleep with her. So when she starts showing her something, he can think it's his baby.
He think it's his baby. You know what I'm saying? Evil, man. And this was the man we just read about David, and this is what it turned to. You know what I'm saying? You get to a place where you feel like you up here, and now you know what I'm saying, you can go off. You can go off just like that. And over what? And all over just, like I said, look at this, how powerful these sisters. That thing must have been amazing. You know what I'm saying? Like, man, what did he see in that window? You know what I'm saying? Keep going.
Okay. Verse 9. But Uriah slept at the door of the king's house with all the servants of his lord, and went not down to his house.
Right. So Uriah, you know, he's a soldier. I'm with the guys. You know what I'm saying? It's wartime. We fight. Everybody is here. Keep going.
Verse 10. And when they had told David, saying, Uriah went not down unto his house, David said to Uriah, comest thou not from thy journey?
Right. Like, did you just come back from your journey? I know you ain't had none, man. You know what I'm saying? Did you come back from your journey? Keep going.
Why then didst thou not go down unto thine house?
Right. Like, dude, come on, man. You guys came back from the journey fighting the war. You ain't trying to go lay down with that woman, man? What's going on? David don't understand because what the sin he just committed for this woman, he don't understand how this brother ain't went to the crib yet. You know what I'm saying? Because that's how, like I said, he in his mind, I know it. Get that man to go down in that crib. This would be cool. So I get him to go home. He definitely gonna sleep with him. I just sinned against the Lord for it. You know what I'm saying? Like, so he, that's why my mind, you know what I'm saying? Like, he's like, dude, why you just came back from war? I know you, you know what I'm saying? What is going on here? Why you ain't trying to go down that night? And it's evil, like, yeah, you know what I'm saying? It's evil what he's thinking, like, dude, you ain't went down, like, man, it's evil. Brother was evil right now. This mighty man, man. Keep going. That's why respect the person, man. You know what I'm saying? When somebody telling you doing something evil, you know what I'm saying? Like the general say, it's a way to check a person over you or correct a person under you. You know what I'm saying? You don't be disrespectful. Whether under you got to get checked a little more hard. Somebody over you, you do it with respect. Like, hey, like say, hey, but this is not what I was taught. You know what I'm saying? That this is wrong right here. You know what I'm saying? Because brother can go out. You know what I'm saying? Keep going.
Verse 11. And Uriah said unto David, the ark and Israel and Judah abide in the tent in tents, and my Lord Joab and the servants of my Lord are encamped in the open field.
So he's like, the ark of the covenant was here. All my guys is, you know what I'm saying, sleeping in tents out here. Keep going.
Shall I then go into mine house to eat and to drink and to lie with my wife, as thou livest, and as thy soul, and as thy soul liveth, I will not do this. I will not do this thing.
So he telling David, he was a straight soldier. He rocked with David too. You know what I'm saying? That's why it was so easy. He like, man, everybody's out here. It's wartime. My man's sleeping in a tent. I could cover out here. I look like going and eating and laying with my woman, and these men ain't getting to lay with their woman. I'm a soldier right now. You know what I'm saying? And he's like, I'm rocking with you. You know what I'm saying? It's not time for that. It's time, you know what I'm saying? I ain't doing that. And that's how loyal this brother was to King David, man. But this is what can happen to you when you be ready to kill your own brother over a woman. You see what I'm saying? You'll be ready to hurt your own brother, doing any manner of evil to him over a woman. That's what this whole thing was about. How many great men has fallen, you know what I'm saying, over women. Keep going.
Verse 12. And David said to Uriah, tarry here today also, and tomorrow I will let thee depart. So Uriah abode in Jerusalem that day and the morrow. And when David had called him, he did eat and drink before him, and had made him drunk. And at evening he went out to lie in his bed with the servants of his Lord, but went not down to his house.
So David tried to get him drunk this time. I know if I get him off that Hennessy, I know if I get him off that, he gonna go in that house. He gonna lay with that woman. David you know what happens when the brother gets drunk. You know what I'm saying? Well, what you want to do. Keep going.
Verse 14. And it came to pass in the morning that David wrote a letter to Joab and sent it by the hand of Uriah.
He sent it by the hand of who?
Uriah.
So when I read this, I was like, man, this is how loyal this brother was. David wrote this letter and sent it in this man's hand. Listen to what this letter said. Keep going.
Verse 15. And he wrote in the letter saying, set ye Uriah in the forefront of the hottest battle, and retire ye from him.
Look, set this man on the front line of where it's going down, the hottest battle, the battle that we taking the most heat at. Set him on the front line of this battle. And Uriah was so loyal, man. He didn't even read the letter that was being sent.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? That's how much of a soldier, how loyal he was to these brothers. You know what I'm saying? To the king. How, you know what I'm saying? Because David, like I said, look at the stories. Look at David. Like I said, that's why you got to read and see who David was and what he had done all through the script. Then to come to it, like, ain't nobody gonna question, you know what I mean? Man, dude, you the reason why I'm like, he the reason, you the reason I got this bad thing in there waiting on me right now, because you put us in this situation to be great again, to be, you know what I'm saying, to have our kingdom back, you know what I mean, killing everything. And so it was just horrible, man. It was horrible what you would do. Have brothers out here smoking crack, leaving the truth, you know what I'm saying, all type of nonsense, man. For women, like we do everything that, like you say, even the reason we get our haircuts and back, brother probably wouldn't even get haircuts if it weren't for women. Brothers wouldn't do nothing. Brothers, you know, the reason you go, brothers out there risking their life selling dope is for women. You know what I'm saying? You have the nitty gritty of it, that's where it all come down to please women, to take them in because they want to get the nice car, the nice clothes, the nice house, to get the woman that they want. Right. That's what it's about, man. People will be taking penitentiary chances for it. Keep going.
That he may be smitten and die.
Look at that. So now you want to kill him. You got the definitions for contention and everything? Read what you got. Envy.
The definition of envy, the feeling of wanting to have what someone else has.
The feeling of what?
Wanting to have what someone else has.
So that's what that was first. Want that man's woman.
Someone or something that causes envy.
Okay. Now go to contention.
Contention, something such as a belief, opinion, or idea that is argued or stated. Anger and disagreement, a situation in which you have a chance to win something that you are trying to win.
You see what I'm saying? Envy, contention with a brother, he wanted to win the women. Now he tried to get him to lay with it and do it that way, and to get it to make it not look bad. But he couldn't. He see the right with a soldier. It was too late. So now he had to kill him. So envy and contention. Go ahead. Then strife. What's strife?
Strife, very angry or violent disagreement between two or more people or groups. But the full definition is bitter, sometimes violent conflict or decision.
Okay.
Right.
So you know, man, that's where it comes. Envy, then the contention comes, then the strife. Well, now you ready to that's the steps of it. You know what I'm saying? When you ready to kill your own brother over something small because you want something that he got, you jealous. And this is what happened. That, you know, it's over that thing happened. The core of it was over a woman that caused all of that contention, envy, and then the strife. So when now he just set this man at the head of the battle, sent the letter by his hand that sent him to his own death. You know, he was a soldier. He had just came back from battle, so you know ain't no man that should have probably been on the front line. You know what I'm saying? You one of the hitters. You know, he's sitting there. You know what I'm saying? Don't do that, man. But David was being evil right now, man. Keep going.
Verse 16. And it came to pass when Joab observed the city that he assigned Uriah unto a place where he knew that violent.
Which one? Where you at?
That he knew that valiant men were. Verse 17. And the men of the city went out and fought with Joab. And they.
How long were you at?
I'm at 17.
17.
And the men of the city went out and fought with Joab. And they fell some of the people of the servants of David, and Uriah the Hittite also died.
So boom, he then committed adultery and murdered a brother over this woman. One of his guys, his loyal guys, that's what he did. And so we're gonna drop down for time's sake to the part, you know what I'm saying, to show you, you know, they told him like they knew what it was. They know, you know what I'm saying, about this situation. Y'all go back and read this part, because there's some interesting stuff in here too. When you know, when he sent the message back, he like, tell David that we lost their battle. That when we went too close to the wall, a lot of our guys was killed. A woman killed one of our guys by dropping the heat because we came too close to the wall, and she threw an anvil over the wall. He said, when you tell him that, if he gets upset, tell him Uriah, the Hittite, also died. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I'm saying? So that's what he did, and then David told him off. So he did it just like that when he was getting upset. Then when he told him, oh yeah, the Hittite died in that too. Then he told him, oh, don't worry about it, man. You know what I'm saying? Right. Right. That's why he wanted to kill him. Because he wanted the woman. Because he first tried to make him go lay with the woman so she'd think the baby was his. You know what I'm saying? But right. You know what I mean? So keep on. Where we at? Boom, boom.
You said you wanted to drop down.
So we're gonna go over. Let's go to 7. Let's go to 7 real quick. Chapter 7. So hold on, Ben David. So after he told him what had happened, drop down to 23 real quick. So he told him, like, yeah, I killed him. You know what I'm saying? They told him that they killed David, the Hittite died too. And they came and gave him all this bad information about the war, the losing the war and everything. And then David said this, keep going.
Verse 23.
No, 25.
25. Then David said unto the messenger, thou shalt thou say unto Joab, thus shalt thou say unto Joab, let not the thing displease thee, for the sword is devoted one as well as another.
The sword devoured.
The sword devoured one as well as another. Make thy battle more strong against the city, and overthrow it, and encourage thou him. Verse 26. And when the wife of Uriah heard that Uriah, her husband, was dead, she mourned for her husband. And when the mourning was past, David sent and fetched her to his house, and she became his wife and bore him a son. But the thing that David had done displeased the Lord.
See what I'm saying? That's how evil the brother was. You know what I'm saying? So he killed him then when he took the wife. That's himself. But we got a little time right here. Now, the Lord sent the prophet to David to say that we read this real quick just so you can get in the conclusion of this matter.
Chapter 12, verse 1. And the Lord sent Nathan unto David, and he came unto him and said unto him, there were 2 men in one city, the one rich, the other poor. The rich man had exceeding many flocks and herds, but the poor man had nothing, save one little,
one little old lamb. So the man, the rich man had all this, and the poor man had just one little lamb,
which he had brought and nourished up, and it grew up together with him and with his children. It did eat of his own meat and drank of his own cup and lied in his bosom, and was upon him as a daughter.
To him as a daughter. So that's like this one man, like Uriah had this one woman. David had many wives and all this. Uriah had one bad one. He tried to let him paint the picture for him.
Right.
Like, this is a prophet coming to him. He had one bad one. This other man had all these women. This man had this one that he raised, that they probably went to high school together, all grew up together. He raised her up. You know what I'm saying? Keep going.
Verse 4. And there came a traveler unto the rich man, and he spared to take one of his flock.
Right, he didn't take one of his own. Keep going.
And one of his own herd, to dress for the wayfaring It's like to dress for the wayfaring man that was coming unto him, but took the poor man's lamb.
Took the poor man's lamb. So a man was coming. Instead of the rich man giving up one of his, he took the poor man's lamb. He gave it to him.
And dressed it for the man that was coming to him. Verse 5. And David's anger was greatly kindled against the man. And he said to Nathan, as the Lord liveth, the man that hath done these things shall surely die.
Shall surely die. Keep going.
Verse 6. And he shall restore the lamb fourfold, because he did the same thing. I was like, because he did this thing, and because he had no pity. Verse 7. And Nathan said to David, thou art the man.
He said to David, what?
Thou art the man.
You are that man. You know what I'm saying? You are that man that did this thing. Keep going.
Thus said the Lord God of Israel, I anointed thee king over Israel, and I delivered thee out of the hand of Saul.
So we're going to stop it right there because we got to, you know what I'm saying? But y'all get the gist. How the Lord came to him so ugly. You know what I'm saying? That's how the Lord do that. You are that man that would do such a horrible. He had to paint the picture for him like what you did. You would hate something like that, right? You that man. Go ahead.
So in the beginning, he was in like conflict or trouble, and the Most High delivered him from whoever he come from.
Right. He went and did it. That's what he's going to get into. Like, man, I gave you everything. I gave you wives. I would have gave you more and more wives. Like, you know what I'm saying? Why would you do something like this? You know what I'm saying? And later on, you will find out that that son that David was having, the Lord killed that son. He killed that son. You know what I'm saying? He gave over David's house to one of his sons. His son had sex with all his women. He did him dirty. You know what I'm saying? All his handmaid son. His son went on like David's rooftop, that same rooftop, and had sex with all his women. Hey man, well with that, Salaki, we got to make closing us out. I'm gonna say, hey, Shalom, Yahweh Shini, Yahweh Shabbat Rakatah to all the brothers. Shalom, Yahweh Shemal, Atham Bashini, Yahweh Shat to all the sisters, man. All right. Come on, let's shut this down.
Get back on there. Oh, that's the wow. Okay.